Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we're going to be talking about my favorite Stellaron hunter, Silverwolf, and everything you need to know about her before you pull for her. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. To give a brief sum up about Silverwolf, Silverwolf is a quantum type character following the path of Nihility, and she has a special ability to inflict weaknesses onto enemies. When she unleashes her skill, there's a chance to inflict a weakness on an enemy target. The weakness type will be the same as at least one of the allies in combat. Her ultimate can reduce defense of a single enemy target and deal damage to them. Whenever she attacks, she also has a chance to implement a random bug on a target enemy, which can reduce their attack, defense, or speed. Now that I've gone through the brief sum up, let's get a little more in depth with her skill kit. So to begin, let's discuss her skill. She's able to inflict a type weakness onto an enemy, and this enemy will now have a weakness typing of a member on your team, which is useful for being able to ignore the weaknesses the enemy may initially have. Along this, Silverwolf will be able to reduce the enemy's resistance to that element's attack type for a few turns, which is always useful. Silverwolf can only implement one weakness at a time, and if you were to use her skill and a different element was inflicted, then it will replace the previous one. Additionally, she has a high chance to reduce their all type resistance, which is also good, and as a result, her skill is able to inflict numerous debuffs onto the enemy and is very strong overall. One final thing about her skill though is that there is a trace which enables her to extend her weakness inflictation on the enemy, which can allow her to use her skill and then normal attack until it's time to inflict the weakness typing again, which means she can actually be really efficient with her skill points and can be used as a skill point battery, if you will, to get back skill points after using her skill. Now let's go over her talent, which enables her to inflict bugs onto the enemy. Each time Silverwolf attacks, she's able to inflict a bug onto an enemy, which can be reducing speed, defense, or attack. And you'll be able to have all three of these bugs alongside the other debuffs you inflict on the enemy at the same time, since bugs do last numerous turns, and even if you're normal attacking, you can still inflict bugs. Silverwolf has a trace which can also extend bug duration, similarly to the trace I mentioned regarding her skill that extends the weakness application. It allows Silverwolf to implement a bug whenever the enemy is weakness broken. Due to the wording of this not explicitly saying Silverwolf herself has to weakness break, I'm going to assume that the bug can be inflicted no matter what ally weakness breaks the enemy, which can be very powerful with an AoE partner like Jingyuin, Himiko, and possibly even Herta, since if you weakness break all enemies, now she has the potential to inflict a bug onto every enemy on the field, which can assist with her single target kit she has. As now, there is a way to inflict bugs in an AoE sense with the help of another character weakness breaking. Overall though, her bug mechanic is really strong. Now for her ultimate, she'll be able to reduce the defense of an enemy and inflict damage onto the enemy. Her ultimate has a high chance of doing this, which is very good, and being able to reduce defenses is beneficial since if you use her free 4-star light cone, which we do have confirmation from HoYoverse that it could be superimposed as well through the event you gain, then she'll be able to get more effect hit rate, which I'll get into a bit why effect hit rate matters, but she also gains back energy each time she attacks an enemy that has reduced defenses, which she can inflict defense reduction through her ultimate and her bugs. So she's able to regenerate energy at a consistent rate, which allows her to use her ultimate more frequently and keep the defense reduction consistent overall. Lastly, let's go over her technique. She's able to deal quantum damage to all enemies and reduce their toughness meters regardless of what weakness the enemy is weak to. Enemies with their weakness broken this way will trigger the quantum weakness break effect, which is entanglement. Her technique is a strong way to get a head start on any enemy you fight in the game. Additionally, if you are enjoying this video so far, make sure to subscribe for more Star Rail content from me, and let's carry on. Now that we've gone over Silverwolf's kit and basics, let's go over some key recommendations and factors for her build and playstyle. When you build Silverwolf, you want to achieve a few things, which is a hefty amount of effect hit rate, speed in order to hit 134 to go twice within some turn cycles, and a few considerations on what Silverwolf you would want to build and use. To begin with effect hit rate, this is crucial for Silverwolf and one of the most important things to build. Majority, if not all of her kit is essentially base chance, which goes against the enemy's resistances. Getting effect hit rate is able to increase your overall chance to inflict debuffs onto enemies consistently. I've used this example in a prior video, but let's use Jeppy as an example. He has a 65% base chance to freeze through his skill, and now against an enemy boss, which usually have about 50% resistance, this is his overall chance to actually land the freeze without any effect hit rate investment. Now, if we were to build effect hit rate, as you see, his chance to hit the freeze greatly increased from before. And if you're wondering where to look on the screen, I would recommend you look where it says overall chance, since that is your overall chance you'll actually be able to inflict the debuff onto the enemy, which demonstrates how crucial effect hit rate is on characters who have base chances in their kit. As such, Silverwolf will need a hefty amount of effect hit rate, which I'll have all the calcs and builds in my Silverwolf guide, which will actually release tomorrow morning, that goes over everything about her release kit, team comps, and so on, so look forward to that. Now let's discuss speed. The reason why speed is good for her is because if she's able to go 2 times per some turn cycles, then she can regenerate skill points much faster for your team. For instance, let's say she goes twice in cycle or turn 1. She can use her skill, which you'd want her to act first in the turn order so allies can take advantage of her skill, which is the weakness type infliction on the enemy. And then if she acts again in the turn cycle, then she can normal attack, possibly inflict another bug, which now has the possibility to have 2 bugs on the enemy in only turn 1, and also regenerate a skill point. Because of that, I would recommend the 134 speed tier for Silverwolf. Lastly, for some considerations for her build, I recommend looking into the speed boots because of what I just told you guys, the effect hit rate body piece so she's consistent with debuffs, and possibly an energy regeneration rope, maybe an attack rope, or even a break rope. Energy regeneration is pretty good for Silverwolf because if you pair it with her 4-star light cone, she's getting back her ultimate pretty quickly, which is always nice. And break is good for if you're intending to break the enemy with Silverwolf to cause entanglement, and the potential of inflicting bugs while you're at it. As for the playstyle, as previously mentioned, you'll want to have her go first in the turn order in order to inflict the weakness onto enemies and possible bugs so your teammates benefit, and from there, normal attack until it's time to use her skill again, which can effectively make her a skill point battery to regenerate skill points for your teammates. I hope all this information though helped you guys out, and let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be pulling Silverwolf or possibly going for another character. And what are your team comp plans for Silverwolf? Do you plan to possibly do 3 of the same element and then her? Do you plan to possibly do duo elements where it's 2 different elements like Quantum and another element? Or do you plan to do something completely different? If you did enjoy this video, consider subscribing for more Star Rail content from me and leave a like to support the video. I hope all of you, of course, have a nice one. Peace.